Hey, what's going on? All right, today we're going to be doing some work on the mt07. I got some bar end mirrors. I got an R6 throttle tube. I also have TST Industry. You know what? All this stuff's going to be linked in the bottom, below. I'm going to be changing out the turn signals, the tail light, the fender eliminator, and R6 throttle tube. So let's get to it. I've already got this side done. I'm gonna go over just how I did it. First off, what I did, since I worked with this side just because it's the easiest to do, because I've got to change the throttle tube on that side. I took a razor blade to the factory grips, and then with these bar end mirrors, you can actually leave a little bit of this in here. I won't figure out if that's going to fall off later on. These were only like $25, so if it falls off and breaks, I can get another set. I like the blue because of course it goes with the bike, so I wanted to leave a little bit of it. With this, I'm going to show you a little something. So when you get this mirror, it looks like this, except for it's not actually on the little piece right here. With an mt07, you don't want to have this sleeve right here. You just want the small sleeve on there because this is too big to go inside the handlebar. I want to say it's a 7/8 handlebar, so any bike that has a 7/8, I believe that's the bar size. Somebody can correct me in the comments. You're going to want to just have that sleeve, but if you got a bar end mirror that works like this, you gotta work with that. So with this, I'm going to be working with having to take this off. I've already pretty much stripped it because it's not wanting to work with me. So you have to take the little kill switch off for right now because it gets in the way with what I'm using. So I'm not going to work on this just yet. I'm going to work on this and get that taken off. So I got it off and I found out the problem. I was turning it the wrong way. I was doing lefty-loosey, I thought. So I got it off. I'm going to go ahead and work on getting the grip off of this one and the bar end off of this one. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting this off first. Last time, which I'm not going to be using this anymore, so I'm just going to do what I can to get this off. These are really on there tight. I'm going to cut this off first. I'm going to skip to a time lapse of that. It takes forever to get these things off. They are a pain. The Yamaha uses like some sort of brick mortar or something on there. So I went ahead and just kept that off, kept it to the side. I got my hardware set to the side. So let's get to it. That didn't take long at all. The other one was a pain to get off. So yeah, what we're going to be changing is that right there. If you guys see, like, look how far back you have to pull to go wide open throttle. So what we're going to be trying to do is get it to where it's not going to go so far back for wide open throttle. Alright, so that's how you pretty much get the throttle tube off, if you could tell what I was doing. These two cables inside this housing, they are what goes into this, pretty much what you would call a gear, and it pulls back on the throttle and it causes the throttle to open up fuel going to the cylinder, air, that's where the magic happens. I'm gonna kind of modify this a little bit so it'll go on properly. So I went ahead and popped the end off of here so it'll just go right on. When you're putting this on, you want to put this on where this right here is not touching anything, because you want this to be able to freely move. Because whenever you pull back, you want it to snap back in place and not lock the throttle up on you. Okay. So now you're going to place the cables in like so. I hope you guys can see this. Just like so. Here we go. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of it back on, and I want to time lapse that, so here we go. Okay, now you want to leave some room right here because you don't want nothing. You want that to be able to spin freely. And now we're going to go ahead and put in the bar in and see if I've got it to where it'll work. Hope I do. If not, I'm going to do some modifications. See that right there? I can't have that. So it looks like I'm going to have to trim off some of this right here. That way I'll be able to still run my bar and mirror. Awesome. I like it. I'm going to sit on a little bit and decide where I want them at so I can actually see going down the road. But overall, I like it and I can't wait to try this out. It's raining right now. That's not going to happen. And it'll probably be raining the rest of the week. So once I get out on the road again, you'll get a review of that. Yeah. But I was afraid about doing this at first because I've never really just done a lot of stuff myself before, but with this bike I wanted to do a lot of it myself, and that was actually really easy. If you're afraid to do it yourself, just take the time, watch some videos, and it's really easy. But I'm gonna get a final view of what the bike looks like with them on. Alright, so I got the mirrors where I want them. I really like the way that it just clears this up. There's nothing there. And I gotta finish putting the kill switch back together. And other than that, we're done. And that is how you install bar end mirrors, Pro Taper pillow top grips. And honestly, a lot of people will take and put glue back on this. I'm just not gonna do that because they're not going nowhere. You could probably go with what Jake the Garden Snake did and do some wire ties and whatnot, but I run the risk of cutting through this because it's very, very easy to cut through. I'd rather just leave them like that. They're not really that movable at all, especially this one. I ain't worried about that one at all. But once I get to where it's not raining again, we'll do a review on how this works, how good it does, and we're gonna go part 2 next. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, if you did and you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. And we're going to do probably the front turn signals next. So I got some TST Industry front turn signals, and I can't wait to show you guys those because that's going to be pretty cool. Anyways, hit that like button down below. It helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next video.